Hi guys, Kaza here. Welcome back. We're back with the amazing Shinsengumi. We're doing Hajime Saito's endings. I like to remind you guys, if you like the video, like it, follow it, subscribe to it, blah 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 blah. Yeah, no. Anyway, but the real one I was trying to talk about is remember how the endings work? They all encompass like the first half of each of chapter. So I'm gonna try and do, of course, is do the first one with ignition, and there's like slight differences between ignition, embers, and crimson, but I'm gonna try, and I'm not gonna do this because they're just like very, very slight text changes, and then I'll keep going until they diverge again, and then yeah, it's just weird. I'm not used to it, at least. Like the ending will always goes to a certain part, and then it just diverges very little at the end. So hopefully, it will work out okay for us. So let's get going, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know which one you find your favorite. So let's get going. Ignition. I'm so glad you're safe. Red. The world was filled with red. The flames, they're huge. I hope the cat would find it strange and run back outside. It didn't matter where, I just wanted her safe. I just watched as the house was engulfed in the fervid flames. I want to go in and save her. I understand how you feel, but please endure it. There's no way I can do that. I struggled to break free, but his arms were strong. I couldn't get out of them. Hajime, please. Let me go. I won't. Why? The fire became even fiercer, and it wouldn't let anyone inside. If you go in to save her, you'll die instead, Henri. But the cat is still in there. This wasn't the time to argue. The fire encompassed the house even more. I felt so powerless just watching the house burn as I just stood there. Hajime, let me go. Let me go. No matter how many times I told him, Hajime would not let me go. I want to save her. I knew I was being selfish, but it's here! Over here! The fire's getting bigger! Hurry up and start! It became noisy. The firefighters must have shown up. I heard someone say it would take a while to break the house down. There's a cat inside. No one listened to my words. The firefighters got into formation and started doing their respective jobs. The house wasn't so big. They took it down as if it was made of sand. It was to protect the neighboring houses from catching on fire. In order to protect Kyoto, they fought with the flames. Well, I didn't even go in the fire, did I? The house collapsed on itself, and it was destroyed. The firefighters threw water on the collapsed pillars and put out the remaining flames. The black smoke dyed the sky while the burning smell was spread. Living the lively cat was nowhere to be seen. I wasn't child enough to put my hopes up for some miracle. I knew the cat was dead. Well, that's just depressing. I looked at the rubble and started to weep. I'm sorry. I couldn't save you. I'm so sorry. You don't need to apologize. Hajime hugged me even tighter. You're too kind. Please, don't blame yourself so much. But I couldn't save her. I can't. I let that cat die. That's not true. Plus, even if you went in to save her, there's no guarantee you would have made it out safely. Still, I interrupted Hajime's in different words as I yelled. I wanted to save her. Miss Endo. Hajime looked woeful as he held me up. It must have been his lip because it was red and swelling up. It's the Sensugumi's job to protect the people of Kyoto. Hajime's voice was shaking. I could sense his feelings from the way his voice was shivering. Yeah, you're right. But most importantly, I want to protect you. Oh, don't cry. I'm sorry, I'm just like, is she one of the heroines that didn't have eyes? I think, maybe. I don't, I forgot. I don't remember. I was like, she has an eye now, but it's closed. Please, understand. Hajime was in pain. About as much as I was in. No, he was even in more pain. I saw his shoulders shaking, and I reached to them with my hands. I did what Hajime did for me. I hugged him tightly. I understand. Thank you so very much. Why are you thanking me? I wouldn't blame you if you just held a grudge against me. I wouldn't do that. You're kind, Hajime. You're wrong. I just don't want to lose you, that's all. So, I'm so glad you're safe. That's how I feel. He confessed his feelings and I was overflowing with emotions. It was hard to breathe. I'll be by your side, so don't worry. We stayed like that, hugging each other for a few minutes. We watched as the firefighters cleaned up the area. There's something we wanted. We went back home and sat in the corner of the garden. Are you sure it's okay? Hajime was holding a piece of cloth with a cat inside. Captain Kono gave us his approval. There shouldn't be any problems. Thank you for always helping me. Sorry for relying on you. No, I'm glad I could help you. Don't worry about it. We dug a hole in the ground and buried the cat. We did what we could, and strangely, the pain in my chest disappeared. Well, let's go back, Henri. I stared at his hand as he extended it towards me. Once again, I realized I was saved by this hand over and over again. Okay, Hajime. I took his big hand and a sense of security spread throughout my chest. This feeling might have been love. Nevertheless, even if it wasn't, I didn't mind. I'm here, and Hajime is too. I thought that was good enough. Then I continued staying at the Shinsengumi base, and I was back to my ordinary life again. Henri, can I help you with anything? Whenever Hajime had a break, he would always come and talk to me. No, there's nothing I need to do soon. Oh, what is it? Well, can you taste tonight's dinner for me? Of course. We were laughing together when Sanosuke came over to us with a smug look on his face. Henri, do you want to go out to a cafe today? Hajime was suddenly standing in front of Sanosuke. What is it, Hajime? I want to talk to Henri. He was like a wall. Whenever Sanosuke moved to the right, so did Hajime. If he moved to the left, Hajime did too. Hajime was my protective barrier. It sure is noisy here today. While they were playing attack and defend, Shinpachi slipped into the room. Shinpachi, what brings you here? Dinner won't be done until a little later. I came to check up on you. On me? For some reason, Shinpachi smiled awkwardly and whipped his hand while I tilted my head. I was talking about your and Hajime's situation. Well, I guess you've already cleared things up. Yeah, sorry for making you worry that one time. We're back to normal now, I think. I see. Are you okay with that? Yeah, I think we're able to advance the relationship one day, too. You sure are a strong woman. While Shinpachi and I talked, Hajime was successful in turning Sanosuke away. He looked at us with a very tired face. Sanosuke sure is trouble. Shinpachi considered our feelings and left the room. Yeah, that's true. But I'm okay because you're here with me, Hajime. Was I able to protect you? Of course. That's good. Oh, I love your blushing face. Hajime quietly mumbled. He was blushing at us so much. Even his ears were red. Then he awkwardly grabbed my hand. Aw. You're still cute. Alright, so I'll see you guys real quick after I go do or get Embers. I'll be back. Okay. Embers, I want to protect you. But it looks like it already started off differently. I might just read this like normal. They're not that long. Yeah, let's do it. Hopefully. The flames engulfed the house, and the smoke spread through the sky like storm clouds. Ash sprinkled down. The ash was carried by the wind and piled up on my body as it fell. If I go in now, I might be able to save her. I turned around and looked at Hajime with determined eyes. Please, stay here. I'll get her out. Huh? Hajime let me go and took off his pale blue jacket. What do you think you're doing? I picked up his jacket and watched him take action. He went to find a well and picked up a bucket. Splash! He turned the filled bucket over and covered himself with water. Splash! He covered himself with water one more time and rushed into the sea of ash. Hajime! I stopped myself from shouting and watched him leap into the flames. I lost sight of him and my chest suddenly swelled up with anxiety. I have to find something I can do. I took the bucket and poured water near the entrance of the house. Splash! The flames were intense. The small amount of water I used hardly had any effect. Splash! Still, I wanted to help Hajime. I continued pouring water. Hajime went inside instead of me. I have to do all I can. This is a huge fire. We'll start soon. A group of firefighters showed up. Looking at their tools, I could easily tell they were going to demolish the house. But please wait. It's dangerous here, ma'am. Go somewhere safe. No, you've got it wrong. There's a person still inside. What? The fire is too strong. There's no way we can save him. Also, it's our duty to stop the fire from spreading. The firefighters grabbed their tools. I panicked and stood in front of the house. I tried stopping them. Please wait a little longer. The firefighters stopped moving for a moment and looked at each other. They shook their heads and tried to get rid of me again. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but please give up. We have to destroy the house before the fire causes any more damage. No! I guess I have to stop them with force. Just as I was about to stand off against the firefighters. It's okay. As his voice reached my ears. Before I could turn around, his big hand patted me on the head. Hajime. I'm back. And Cat is fine too. Hajime was holding the cat and showed me it was fine. Hajime. You look you're fine as well. I'm glad. Hajime looked at me with his usual gaze. I was so relieved after hearing his voice that the strength of my body vanished and I sat down. At the same time, big droplets came to my face. If we stay here, we'll get in their way. With Hajime's calm judgment, he picked me up and carried me a little further away. You got the cat. He put me down and put his jacket around his shoulders. Why would you put it around your shoulders? Aren't you supposed to... I don't know, whatever. It's like, weren't you supposed to put that around me? He then stared at my face. Why are you crying? I'm so happy seeing you safe and sound. I tried to smile, but the overflowing tears got in the way. I see. Then I'm glad. I was worried you were hurt somewhere. Hajime gently spoke to me. He had a slightly stern look on his face. At any rate, you should have followed the firefighters' orders. But they're about to destroy the house while you were in it. I couldn't just watch you die. It's the Shinsengumi job to protect the people of Kyoto. My chest hurt after hearing Hajime's words. It's true. My actions may have put the people of Kyoto in danger. I do feel bad about that, but... Oh, I'm not trying to blame you. Huh? Hajime had a soft smile on his face as he wrapped his hand around my cheek. It's the Shinsengumi job to protect the people of Kyoto. But I want to protect you more than anything. My chest became noisy after hearing his gentle voice and seeing his passionate gaze. Like I said, I went in to save a cat, in order to protect your smile. But when I came out, you were trying to do something dangerous, weren't you? It was absurd for you to be in front of the burning house in the first place. I'm sorry for making you worry. Hajime let go of the cat and stared at his hand. I was really worried, so he made a fist and gripped it with force. Let me protect you from now on. And with that, Hajime hugged me tightly. I want to always be by your side and protect you. Is that all right? Yes. Great. He hugged me even harder, and I had trouble breathing. Hajime, it hurts. Oh, sorry, I wasn't thinking. It's okay. I'm fine. After we had hugged one more time, his warmth was wrapped around me. I felt his skin, and I was sure he was fine. The fire was put out without any problems. We went back home. I could tell Hajime was burned here and there, and I quickly carried him to the bedroom. Bam! I put a bowl of medicinal water near his pillow. If you're burned, why didn't you tell me sooner? You need to see a doctor. Are you mad? Of course I am. I knew it. This isn't a laughing matter. Sorry. I was glad you got angry. I couldn't stay mad at him after seeing his joyful smile. I'll give you some medicine. Can you sit up for me? His back had burns as well. I couldn't support him upright. I watched over him as he slowly sat up. Does it hurt? No, it's not a problem. There's a thin layer of sweat on Hajime's forehead. If you hide your pain like that, it will only make me worry. I'm not hiding anything. I'm fine. Hajime slowly sat up as he said that. Maybe he could endure the pain because he trained so much. Here's the medicine. Thanks. I supported the cup of medicine with both hands and I brought it to his mouth. It must have been bitter because he made a face. It was refreshing to see, so I laughed. Thanks for that. Why are you laughing? That's because you won't get mad at me, right? No. You made a childish face when you saw the medicine. It was cute. Is that so? I was about to hand him hot water to wash out the taste. What? He tugged at my arm and our lips collided. I couldn't follow what had happened. By the time I realized we were kissing, Hajime's tongue started coming into my mouth. Hajime. I tried to run away, but he caught my jaw. I couldn't run. He caught my tongue inside my mouth, and as I was trying to get away, wait, our tongues were intertwined, and he relentlessly licked every nook and cranny of my mouth. When we were done kissing, the teacup had fallen out of my hands. It's bitter, isn't it? There's no way I could taste anything. I thought that was the best way for you to taste the medicine. My body became hot. It was like my blood was boiling. I wiped up the spilled water and tried my best to calm down. Henri, what is it? Can I hold you right now? What? What are you talking about? You're injured. Of course we can't. Not even a little? Henri begged me with puppy dog eyes. No, we can't. I was glad he asked, and I almost nodded. I had to be stern, so I shook my head. Then let's do it when I'm better, okay? Hajime put his hand on the back of my head and pulled me towards him. It doesn't hurt? It doesn't affect me very much. It's harmful not being able to touch you while you're so close to me. Jeez. Were you surprised? Please, forgive me. Hajime lifted the tips of his lips and smiled. His smile was filled with happiness. I could finally tell after all this time with him. It was like our hearts were getting closer to one another. I want to recover as soon as possible. I want to protect Kyoto. No, I want to protect you. My feelings won't waver. I want to continue supporting his ideals and stay by his side. I felt that way very strongly. Yay, Embers! Embers, Embers, Embers. Okay, that was cute. Alright, so I'll see you guys in a bit as I go run off and get Crimson. I should be back. Okay, Crimson, I'll tell you all my feelings. I was like, I feel like I should just read it anyway. Yeah, we'll just read it all. Just read it all. Let's be different. It seems like at least in his chapters, they put more thought and made it definitely way more different. The flames engulfed the house, and the smoke spread through the sky like storm clouds. Ash sprinkled down. The ash was carried by the wind and piled up on my body as it fell. If I go in now, I might be able to save her. I turned around and looked at Hajime with determined eyes. Please, stay here. I'll get her out. Huh? Hajime let go and took off his pale blue jacket. What do you think you're doing? I picked up his jacket and watched him take action. He went to find a well and picked up a bucket. Splash! He turned the filled bucket over and covered himself with water. Splash! He covered himself with water one more time and rushed into the sea of ash. I want to stop him, but I knew why he was putting himself in danger. That's why I couldn't stop him. Right before he jumped into the flames, Hajime turned around and I saw him nod his head at me. I could still feel his warmth in his jacket. I held it tightly and prayed. He sure does some stupid things. Someone behind me sounded fed up. This is different. I turned around. Soji and Shinpachi were standing there. That's Hajime's jacket, right? Why isn't he here? He went inside to save an abandoned cat. He went in, huh? That's just like him. They nodded and began drawing water. Come on, Henri, help us out. It'd be easy to just destroy the house, but we can't do that. Right. I wore Hajime's jacket and ran over to help them. Splash! The people that kept their distance finally started to help us. The fervid flames were becoming weak. What's taking him so long? Maybe he's faded from breathing in too much smoke. That's not funny, Shinpachi. Oh, sorry. It's fine. I'm sure Hajime would come back safe and sound. I grabbed the bucket tightly and pumped more water into it. Splish, splash! I heard footsteps walking on the water. Thanks for believing in me and waiting here. They were quiet words. I turned around and saw Hajime standing in front of the house. Hajime! The ash had stained his clothes, so Hajime's whole body was black. I didn't care and flew into his chest. Hajime hugged me tightly in return. His warmth, it's real. I felt relieved and something cold started raining down my cheek. Why are you crying? Our bodies separated and Hajime wiped my tears. Are you hurt? I shook my head. Oh, did I hug you too hard? I shook my head again. Then, try and understand. Henri's just glad to see you're uninjured. Is that the reason? Hajime opened his eyes and looked down at me. I was worried you might not come back at all. I held in my tears and talked. My tears started to overflow again. It's just like I thought. All I do is hurt you and make you sad. If it's for you, it might be best if we stay away from one another. Remember the words he told me before? My chest started to feel painful. I dried my tears and looked at Hajime's face. Still, Hajime looked at me like he was in pain. He embraced my body once again. I want to protect you. I want to be with you. What do you mean? I thought you hated me. Of course not. I could never hate you. Then why were you avoiding me? I thought I did something careless to make you hate me. No. You were so beautiful that night. Crude words can't even express how beautiful you were. Oh. My eyes were flush after hearing him call me beautiful. But that's not... But why did you... That night, I indulged in your beauty. I couldn't control myself. I wanted you so I could fulfill my desires. I thought my actions ended up hurting you. I didn't want to repeat the same mistake again. So that's why you were avoiding me? It was painful remembering how he avoided me. I lightly punched his chest. He accepted everything I did and looked at me with sincere eyes. I may not be worthy after hurting you so many times, but I have something to ask you. These aren't Captain Kondo's words. They're my own. What is it? Will you let me protect you from here on out? I want to be by your side. I want to be the closest person to you. Will you let me? The way he asked me was very much like him. I smiled. He was the kind of person who was always thinking about others. As I put his jacket over his shoulders, I said my vows to him. I want to be by your side as well. Let me be with you. It would be my pleasure, Henri. Ah, Henri. Ah, kiss. Yeah, see, I usually don't have eyes, so that one time when and the other ones were actually had an eye. I'm like, oh my god, I had an eyeball. Or eyelid, at least. Yes? My heart pounded even more than usual after hearing Hajime's voice. It might have been because of the water in his eyes, but I thought he looked dazzling. I love you. I love you too. It's kind of embarrassing saying it again. Hajime kissed me softly, lovingly. I could feel his warmth and his kindness just from his kiss. Hajime's feelings were transcending human speech. I knew how he felt without hearing him talk. That night, the moonlight shined on the door. It reflected our shadows as we laid on top of one another. Henri, I love you. When you're next to me, I just want to touch you. It was just like he said. His fingers caressed my cheeks, lips, and neck. I feel weird. You hurt, aren't you? No, it's not that. My body feels hot when you touch me. Hajime's eyes became softer. He started to take off my kimono. It's the same for me. I want to see your bare skin. That's embarrassing. He was only touching me, but I let out a long gasp. I love you. I love your natural body, Henri. My kimono exposed my bare skin. I saw Hajime squint his eyes. I felt like he was looking at every part of my body. Even though it's embarrassing? I'm happy that you like it. I just told you how I really feel. But if that makes you happy, then I'll tell you all my feelings. Your lips are so tender and soft. Your neck gives off a seductive scent. Yeah, that's enough. You don't have to tell me everything. Please stop. I don't want to hear anything else. Hajime chuckled and groped my breasts with his big hands. It was like he was unraveling my breasts as he caressed them. In that moment, I felt sweet, throbbing pleasure pulsating throughout my body. Uh, no! I let out an indulging squeal. It didn't sound like my voice. Your voice is so cute. It sounds like you're enjoying it a lot. That was different from the first time we had made love. Our bodies slowly touched. I know, I have to control myself, but I don't think I can. His lips crawled everywhere on my body. His tongue licked every nook and cranny. My body began to shake with nervousness. When I touch your body, I lose myself. Hajime thrust his desires inside of me. I'll do my best. Do it softly. I couldn't sense his usual docile attitude as he sought after my body. His manliness made me gleeful. I wanted to touch him more. I put my hand around his back. I must have been sweating because it felt damp. I knew he was aroused. His head must have been filled with thoughts of pleasure. I'm so happy. I love you, Hajime. Me too. I love you, Henri. I wish this bliss would last forever. Oh, yay! Okay. We finished all of them. We did all the endings. Okay, guys, let me know which was your favorite ending. Ignition, Embers, or Crimson. And, yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. I hope this is your first introduction to it. If you're like, yeah. If you're like, rewatch the ending, you had no idea what happened in the beginning. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you in his extras when we do the sequel to Jason and the gallery. Gallery's over there, not down there. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Kaze out.